Yeah, the other day I was really beat. Yesterday, man, I was wiped out because I had a garage sale. So I was getting ready for a little bit. I've been postponing it. Sometimes the weather didn't look like it was going to be good. You know, in my neighborhood, Saturday is the best day to have a garage sale. So I was getting kind of stuff ready. I planned that it was going to happen this last Saturday, and then like Friday night, it was getting down to the wire. And I put an ad in Craigslist, and I was just, I mean, I got a lot of other stuff that I need to go through, but I was mainly trying to go through stuff in my garage, and I've got stuff in the house that I knew I need to deal with. And I have a strobe kit. It's like a set of strobes and umbrellas and stands and stuff for doing like the portable studio, you know, like you take it on location. As long as you have a 110 outlet, you can set up your lights, and you can take a really, really nicely lit you know, portrait or, you know, group photograph. And I used to use it for photographing my metal pieces, my metal work. And but I haven't used it in years. So I thought I'd put that in the garage sale. I dragged out all my darkroom equipment, my Omega Enlarger, the trays, all that stuff. I even had like the tanks for developing 35mm film. I pulled out all my 35mm camera equipment, except the lenses. I'm holding on to those. And I used to print my own film, my own pictures, and that's the stuff you see on my walls. I printed those and matted them and framed them myself. I didn't make the frames though, but there was a guy I knew that would sell them to me as a kit, so I would assemble them, and they were already mitered and everything and ready to go, and the glass was cut. So, excuse me, I moved the, look at my thumb. Thumb's a mess. Anyway, I don't know if you can see that on a webcam, but it's a mess. So, it's from putting too many people under it. Yeah, so my ex-girlfriend came and got all her stuff out of my garage. Yay, which made room. So it was a real incentive to have the garage sale. So I moved all my darkroom, and this is not the kind of stuff people buy at garage sales. I know, you know. I thought maybe I might sell the camera equipment because I've had garage sales in the past, and there's people come by and they ask about cameras, even old film cameras. And there is sort of a, you know, printing your own pictures, now that we're in a digital age, has really gone by the wayside for a while. But there's usually a resurgence for the hipsters, the people that you know, they like doing things the hard way. You know, the same like vinyl records came back. You know, that's the really like, oh, you're really cool. I got vinyl records. I got this really, really nice turntable. Oh, speaking of which, I was going to sell my Yamaha stereo. It's like, you know, it's one of those like stereo in the 80s, you know, when you know, all the cool guys had like you know, like tall speakers, you know, that were like, I think those are almost like, they're almost 4 feet, maybe 3.5 feet tall, something like that. And the component stereo with the equalizer and the separate tuner, you know, and a turntable and a dual tape deck, you know, so you can dub your cassettes, you know, and so you can put your cassette in your cassette player in your car. I can remember I hate cassettes. I never liked them. I either liked records and I liked CDs, but I never liked cassettes. I can remember like spending money on a Cheap Trick cassette, you know. I only bought like maybe 3 cassettes because I just never saw them as being durable, and they weren't. I put them in the player, and I had a little 68 Volkswagen Bug, you know, back in, what would that be, like 79, 1980, 1981, and I'm like driving around, cool, you know, got a buzz on, driving down the road, put my Cheap Trick, I'm playing the Cheap Trick on the, let me check my mic. This sucker better be on. Yeah. I got my tape deck. I'm listening to you know, the Dream Police or something like that. All of a sudden, you know, or whatever, it'd make a noise, it would stop, and it eats the tape. And you try to pull the cassette out, and all this tape's going everywhere. And you can remember like driving down the road, and you'd see like tape from a cassette, just like scattered on the road, like this really long, you know, tape, you know, piece of string, brown, you know, flat string or whatever. somebody else did what I did. Fuck it, man! Threw it out the window. I hated those things. Yeah, I got the dual dubbing tape deck. So I haven't played it, God, in over a year. Mostly I listen to like my little iPod speakers, or I listen with earphones. And I'm not into music like I used to be, you know? And that's, I promised this wouldn't happen to me. I told myself growing up, I wouldn't become like my dad, you know, and say, you know, this new music. Hey, but it happened to me too. I think I was telling somebody the last new music I was excited about was Fountain of Wayne. I know there's somebody else, but Fountain of Wayne is the only one I can think of right now. So I turned on the stereo. Later my CD player that I bought later, that I added to the setup, died on me a few years ago, and Yamaha doesn't make a regular CD player anymore. So I bought a Yamaha DVD player that's cool. It's got the turntable and it holds 5 and discs, and so you can rotate. Yeah, big whoop. Not that that ever really came in that handy for me, but so I had that. So I put a CD in it and turned it on, and man, hearing music out of those big speakers. I should say speaker. Hearing the music, it just sounded so great. I said, man, and I was really, really having cold feet about selling it. But I could clear up some room, and I told myself I don't use it anymore. I sold my TV, my old tube TV, which worked great. I haven't needed a new TV in years, you know, excuse me. And did sell that, but I couldn't sell my VCR. So turned the stereo on, and I was like, oh. Then I noticed that there was one speaker I was having trouble with in the past, but I'd usually jiggle the wires and it would start working. I couldn't get it to work. And so I said, nah, I'm not selling it, because I can't honestly say it works. And so maybe when I can afford it, start working again or something, I might replace the speaker. But before I do that, I'm going to take it apart if I can find out what's wrong with it. Because usually a blown speaker, you'll get a noise. You'll get something. It'll sound all tinny, or you'll hear static or something. That thing is dead. Dead as a doornail. I even swapped speakers. You know, I swapped wires, left channel, right channel, you know, to test it, because I knew the right channel was working fine. Now, was it right facing it or the other way? Is it from the stereo's point of view or your point of view? From my point of view, I swapped and used the right speaker on the left channel to see if that channel was dead, because I knew the right speaker was working. And the channel, it's looking, I used the left side on the other side. Anyway, I'm pretty much sure that both channels are working. It's the speaker. So that's that. I did sell my turntable. Oh, this really like mellow dude who grew up in this area, man. He's like in his 50s and got long hair, and he's like really, really mellow. And he's like, oh, turntable, yeah, right. You know, kind of hippie, you know. And the guy was great. And so he was asked about the turntable. And I plugged it in. Yeah, it works. Well, I haven't used that thing in ages. I mean, longer than the rest of my stereo. And sad story, I got really frustrated. I was moving all my stuff in my garage I didn't think would fit, because I had to abandon my other storage garage, and was putting it all in one garage now. And I was in a really, it's not in a good mood. I was in a very, very bad place. And out of frustration, I put all my vinyl records in the alley and gave them away. And then when I think about the ones, I should have pulled some key ones, man, that I know they're worth money. I had the original Man from U.N.C.L.E. soundtrack, just to name one. I know there was other stuff in there that was really cool. The soundtrack to Lord Love a Duck, one of my favorite movies. And just gave it away. Oh well, c'est la vie. So the hippie dude plugged in the turntable, and it was going really slow. It was going really slow. And I was looking, I go, it looks like it's going too slow. What do you think? He goes, yeah. I said, oh man, I'm sorry. I thought this thing really worked. And I said, I said, how about $5? You know, maybe you can figure out what it is. He goes, yeah, for $5, I'll take it as is. You know, and he had like this whole like plan what he was going to do, like as far as hooking it up and all that. I think if if left it on for a while, because I think this happened in the past, left it on for a while, it would kind of warm up and start going, which isn't right. It's not really supposed to work that way. But I don't know. Maybe you can sort it out. Oh man, and the cheapskates. God, at garage sales, man. This guy came wheeling up in one of those like slash motorized wheelchairs slash scooters or whatever. Super obese, overweight guy came rolling up in this thing with a little dog on a leash. And I had one of these, you know, massagers with a long arm on it, you know, for doing your back and, you know, sore neck, sore back. And had it out there for sale. And I don't know, I ended up with it somehow. And he was asking me how much. I said, $3. You know, it costs like $15 to $25, you know, in the store. And it's like, too much. I said, okay, $2. No, I'm on a fixed income, that's too much. I said, what? I said, $2. What, you want it for $1? I was getting pretty edgy by the end of the day there. I was worn out. I stayed up. I was up till midnight, and I was working like a demon getting ready for the next day. And I had drank a pot of coffee that evening, and I was up till midnight, and then I woke up at 3:30 in the morning. I couldn't go back to sleep. And so, and I'm somebody that really needs their sleep. I cannot function well at all. It's probably why I could never be a parent. So, that's not the only reason you can't be a parent. Yeah, you're prissy. The names people have been calling me. Man. And these are people that don't even show their face on YouTube. Who the F are you? You know? So, there's one person, but he pulled all his videos because he knows everybody's mocking him. They'll rip the stuff and then like really use it to ridicule him. I think it's funny. What's behind me there? Oh, that's my hair. So, yeah, so this fat guy in the wheelchair. I said, what? Okay, I'll pay you $3 to take it. He's like, his eyes got big. And I said, no, I'm joking. What do you want? You want me to give it to you for free?